Hi, good morning, and welcome to Community Coffee. I'm Trena Myers, your host of Community Coffee, or the Zebra Queen, as I like to call myself. And I have an amazing guest with me this morning, Miss Caitlin Page. I'll welcome Caitlin to our show. I met Caitlin a couple of years ago through pageantry, but we have something that's so much more commonality than I realized actually just over the last couple of months. And Caitlin and I share that that title, Zebra Queen. So thank you so much for joining me this morning, Caitlin.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be here.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So, Caitlin, tell me a little bit about your journey and how you became also another zebra queen.
So, a little bit about myself before I jump into my journey is I'm a 23-year-old graduate student. My passion is shining a light on asthma, allergy, and rare disease because, as Trina mentioned, I also am a zebra queen and I love that title so much. But really, it's so much more than just my journey because there's so many people who are also on this journey with me. Some statistics I really would love to start off with is there's over 25 million Americans living with asthma. And so that's a very big part of my platform is asthma. And then I also am focusing on allergy, over 50 million Americans living with allergy. And now to one of the most important parts of my life, rare disease. There's over 25 to 30 million Americans living with rare disease. And so it's really important for me to talk about my journey and my own experiences because there's so many people out there like me. And so I really want to normalize these things and talk about these things and shine a light on these things. And that's why I picked to compete in the global continental pageant system. And that's really how Trina and I connected again, was because this pageant system is all about beauty meets service, and that's what it's all about. And to me, there's no better way to serve the world during a really difficult time right now than to talk about these things because we know that the crown is a light. And it's a platform that gives women the opportunity to talk about things that are really important to them. And as I mentioned, allergy, asthma, and rare disease are so important to me.
It just blows my mind. You're talking about these numbers and these statistics, and
Yeah.
there's over 7,000 different
Yeah.
known rare diseases.
Yeah.
And you're very fortunate that you were diagnosed at an earlier age, where I was in my 40s before I got my diagnosis. But we hear these numbers, they're large,
Yeah. Yeah.
and to me, to hear that rare diseases are rare,
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it, it really shouldn't be that way. It really
Mhm.
should become more visible and being able to be diagnosed at an earlier age and
Yeah.
have treatments and cures.
Yeah, definitely. And there's so many hurdles that we have to face living with a rare disease, and there's so much red tape in the medical system. And that's why I love Rare Strides because the work that you guys do is all about taking down that red tape and lifting up people and empowering people to be their own advocate and to be their own champion because we know living with a rare disease, that's our only option. There's no other choice. So
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, that our platforms kind of chose us.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not something that we're like, okay, well, what are some issues in the community that
yeah.
we can approach and try to help solve those issues.
Hmm.
Ours actually chose us.
I
And
know.
you mentioned an organization that's very dear to me as well,
Yes.
and now you, Rare Strides.
Hmm.
Tell me a little bit about how or what you're doing with Rare Strides.
Yeah. So everything that I'm doing with Rare Strides is because I don't want anybody to feel alone on their journey, because we know it can be such a difficult one to walk. But when we come together, we're stronger than ever. So what I'm doing with Rare Strides is I've become the official Florida advocate, which I'm really, really blessed to say, because I am the reigning Miss Florida. So being able to leverage my platform to work with Rare Strides in this way, it's one of the best things ever. So we recently partnered to host a walk. And so, anybody watching this, I would encourage you to learn more. We'll probably put a link in the comments or something. But we are hosting a walk, and it's going to be so much fun. It's not just a typical walk. You can walk, jog, scoot, drive it, however is best for you. I personally will be driving it because my asthma is terrible. I cannot run right now. But we're going to be doing really fun things. We have custom t-shirts. We're encouraging people to wear glow sticks because we're trying to make Rare visible.
Yes. And so this is a simple 3K. It's not
Yep.
a typical 5K or,
No.
so 3K is very doable.
Yep,
And
definitely.
one of the reasons why Caitlin and I chose to do a 3K, not only for accessibility and, the ease for individuals like us with a
Yeah.
rare that we could actually participate, but our goal is to raise $3,000. So, 3K for 3,000, we figured that's an easy do.
Yeah.
And what's so great about it is, this money is going to go towards not only Rare Strides, but the Rare Wish program.
Yeah.
And they're going to be granting a child and an adult here soon, and then in the next few months during their Make Rare Visible Glow in the Dark concert. So this 3K is going to help raise money to grant a child or an adult a wish, which I'm just so excited about.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely something really magical. And one of the coolest things I think about this event is you can do it from literally anywhere, and you can change somebody's life. And
Absolutely.
again, you can do this from anywhere. We're going to be having people tune in from all parts of the country, maybe even the world. So we're really excited about that. And this is another way that we can all come together. Even if you're not part of the Rare community, you don't have to be to participate in this walk, because guess what? I'm 100% sure there's somebody that you know, that you love, that you've interacted with, that does have a rare disease. So
Yeah.
this work is really
Yeah.
important.
It's a great opportunity to help those in need.
Yeah.
And typically, when you have one rare, you usually have
Yeah.
multiple, as you heard Caitlin talk about all the challenges that she has. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice.
Yeah.
I'm also having what is called mast cell activation syndrome. I'm having a flare up, and I've had it for the last couple of days. Um, so, personally, two people here now. But what I found interesting is, I've been watching pageantry for many years. I started competing in 1998, a long time ago. But what I'm seeing over the last couple of years is more and more women who have a rare disease or chronic illness that are competing, one, just to show that we can,
Yep.
that we're not going to let these rare diseases or chronic illness hold us back, but also to just educate and
Mm-hmm.
provide awareness about those health challenges that we're going through because you and I have heard, I'm sure you've heard, the meaning of the zebra. And that is because when physicians are in medical school, they're being taught to not listen to the hooves for zebras, but
Mm-hmm.
listen for horses because zebras are rare. And so, physicians are not being taught unless they go into a specialty
Right.
where they learn more about rare diseases. So, we've got to make some changes in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the really good things about pageantry is it literally provides a microphone for women. And there's just something so powerful about the crown and sash. And when you walk in a room with that crown and sash, it's so much light. And sometimes as women, we're dismissed. But when you have that crown and sash on, it's pretty hard to dismiss somebody. And that's one thing I love about it so much is you see all of our sister queens doing work with legislation and advocacy on these massive levels and fundraising and bringing awareness to the things that matter to them, like how we're doing. And it's just so magical and it's incredible. And I love pageantry for this reason because it allows us to shine light on the things that really matter to us.
Yes. And you're talking about legislation. I recently was at the state capitol
Yes.
in Iowa and started making those connections, reached out to a couple of my senators, and,
Good.
you know, um, so World Rare Disease Day is
Mhm.
coming up
Yes.
on, what is it, the 28th, I believe,
Yeah, that's me.
of February, which is a Monday. And so that is going to be worldwide that you'll be able to see all different information about rare disease. And I'm fortunate to have gotten involved in legislation to make changes for rare disease, and will be speaking with one of my senators in a very similar situation where it's kind of like on a Zoom here
Mm-hmm.
in the next week. And I'm really excited to get to speak to them about how they can make rare visible.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness. I got goosebumps hearing the work that you're doing.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's what this is all about, is
Yeah.
providing light and love
It
to our
is.
communities, and a lot of times, I mean, here I wasn't diagnosed until, my 40s. So there's people that don't even know that they have a rare disease or have been misdiagnosed like I
Yeah.
was for over a decade. And so it's just really all about educating people and encouraging them. I have a couple of younger girls that I've
Mhm.
been kind of mentoring through their health journey,
Mhm.
and the mental health toll on this is
Yeah.
great. There's times that I'm just like, okay, I can understand why somebody um, can do things that you wouldn't normally think of doing. Not that I would ever harm myself,
Right.
but there's times where I can understand where somebody has done that, just because the mental health toll that goes on from, being told time and time again that it's all in your head, or
Mhm.
we can't figure out what's going on, or the misdiagnosed,
Yeah.
and then being put on medications that aren't good for you because it's
Right.
not the right diagnosis, and that then makes you even sicker.
Yeah, definitely. One really good example of this that I just can't help but share is I was recently diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And 1 week before I was put into the hospital with sugars in the 600s, was my provider said, look, I think at this point, I just need to refer you to psychology because it's all in your head. And come to find out, I could have died a week later. And so I completely relate to this. And it's hard. It's a really difficult thing to go through because living with rare disease and with all these other health challenges, it has complications on your physical health, but the mental health is something I think we don't talk about enough. And we really need to, because when we come together as a community, I think we can really lift each other up and empower each other. And so
Yes.
it's really important to talk about these things because we're all struggling. Since receiving my newest diagnosis, it's been hard. It's been a challenge, but I've had so many other people with type 1 diabetes come to me and say, hey, if you want to just call and rant, call and rant. If you need somebody to guide you through the medical system, they'll be there. They can come to my appointments with me. And so I think even the littlest things like telling somebody, hey, I'm here for you, or sending a quick text like how you've been doing for me, it means the world to somebody. And really, when I was in the hospital, those things would give me the biggest smile. And so it's really important that we do those we pass it
For
forward
each
and we
other.
do it for other
Yes,
people. Yeah.
right. And I think that's one of the reasons why we also got involved in pageantry is
Yeah.
because it is a great way to reach out to your community and
Yeah.
encourage others no matter what they're going through.
Yeah. Yeah. And pageantry definitely helps me get through all these difficult conditions. It really has been my savior. And just all the social media and all the events and all the community outreach I get to do, it helps me so much. And I don't think I would be so confident in my diagnosis had it not been for pageantry and this incredible system that we're a part of who empowers you to speak about these things and who says, this is good. Let's talk about these things. Let's do things together to raise you up and to shine light on these issues. And so I'm so grateful for pageantry and especially the Global Continental System because I can tell you they make me feel so confident and like a warrior going through all these
Yes.
different things.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Seeing all the share of other
Yeah.
sisters post,
Mhm.
that in itself
It's
is just
powerful.
it is so powerful.
Yeah.
Yes, to see what everybody's doing, but it's encouraging as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but
Definitely.
besides speaking about your rare diseases, what are some other things that you've been doing in your community or even, across the U.S. To help shed light and encouragement?
Yeah. So we have this really cool walk coming up. So I'm really hoping we can bring that to a national level. Something else that I do is I'm involved with the Allergy and Asthma Foundation of America. And so I do a lot of work with them. Right now, a lot of the work that I'm doing is social media based because we
Hmm.
are living in a pandemic and we do know those with complex health issues they're more vulnerable. And so I feel like social media really is where it's at right now. And also another really important thing to me is children. And so raising awareness specifically for children on social media is something I've been trying really hard to work on. Um, and so that's something I've loved to do, and it's brought me so much joy. But one thing actually that I've been doing on social media, particularly, is trying to raise awareness of EpiPens. And so I'm sure you've seen some of those videos, and I have my EpiPen right
Yeah,
here now. I always have my kit with me at all times because there's so many people who have severe allergies and they don't carry their EpiPens or nobody's talked to them about the importance of carrying their EpiPens. So that's one big
I
effort.
know. I'm guilty of that. I just actually came across my EpiPen as I'm
Yeah.
unboxing because I just moved across,
Mhm.
from north or south to north to Iowa and came across it and unpacking. But I'm
Yeah.
guilty. I don't
Oh
carry
my
it, and
God.
as my voice typically deepens when I'm
Mhm.
having a reaction,
Oh,
and
okay.
so and luckily I've never had to use it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've gotten pretty close.
Yeah. Well, the thing is I did not carry my EpiPen for like 5 years. And oh my gosh, looking back on it, I can't believe it. But I did. I was a young teenager. And now, since I've had to use it, I carry it with me everywhere. I sleep next to it because I had this one event and I just happen to have the EpiPen because my mom's a nurse. And so she's like, Caitlin, carry your EpiPen, carry your EpiPen. And I just happened to have it that one day. And it was the day that I needed it because somebody contaminated a coffee with hazelnut. And so I needed 3 EpiPens that day actually to
Oh
save my life.
wow,
Yeah. And I
wow,
only had 2 on me. But when the ambulance came, they just started giving me more and more. And yeah, but I
right,
learned that day the
wow.
importance of always carrying
That's
your EpiPen.
so scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I've seen on your social media that you've also been doing things like I saw you took some Valentine's Days cards to a local elementary school.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I did. And the reason why I felt that was really important on Valentine's Day is because I want children to have options that don't involve food and candy because those with really severe allergies, it's nerve-wracking to have candy or when you're not with your parents or when you're not in a completely controlled environment. And for some, it's just dangerous because things get contaminated. And so I want children to feel included, and nobody should ever be excluded from anything just because of their health. And so I did donate several packs of Valentine's Day cards and supplies so that classrooms with allergies could pass those out, or children with allergies could have those instead.
That's great. Great work that you're doing in your community. Is
Thank
there any other activities or projects that you have going on that the community, if is interested in, can get involved with?
Yeah, so the month of February, I've been working on highlighting the voices of the allergy, asthma, and rare disease community. And one of those highlights have included Trina and the incredible director of Rare Strides. So if you are interested in that work, I would definitely recommend checking that out. Because every day we're highlighting people who are advocates and pillars of this incredible community. And I think it's really important to support each other and to lift each other up and to say, hey, I'm doing work, but they are too. Because when we all come together, we create a really strong family, I think, for each other.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So once again, we have the 3K run, walk, stride, ride, however you would like to get involved and support us. That is going on right now. I will add the link into the comments. It is on the Facebook page as well. And you get a really cool t-shirt when you register. So you get to participate, support the rare community, and you get a t-shirt. And then we have our Make Rare Visible Glow in the Dark concert that'll be May 7th in Swanee, Georgia. We are working on an amazing lineup of artists who are going to be up on the stage. We're going to have some vendors and crafts and hopefully some face painting. We're going to have a contest where we're encouraging individuals to either wear your stripes or a zebra costume if you want to dress up like a zebra, and be glow in the dark so that we can make rare visible. So we're really excited about those upcoming events, and we're going to be granting a rare wish during that um, concert as well. So we're really excited about these upcoming events to help make rare visible.
Yes. And I would definitely say to anybody watching, if you're looking for a way to change the world, if you're looking for a way to change somebody's life and to really make a difference, I would say support this work because this is some of the most important work that you can ever do. And it's it's so remarkable and it's life-changing, and this is everything. And so I would definitely recommend to check it out and to learn more. And if you don't support it financially, there's so many other opportunities. Share us on Facebook, share us on Instagram, share it with your friends, share it. And I think we can really do something incredible together, but we need everybody. We cannot do this work alone. So,
Absolutely. Before we end this segment, would you like to tell us a little bit about your pageant journey? When is your national competition? What are you doing to prepare, etc.?
yeah, such a fun question. I would love to hear about yours too. I am going to be competing at the Global Continental Pageants June 1st June 6th through the 8th, right, Trina? 6th through the 8th?
The 1st through the 6th.
1st through the 6th, okay. I'm sorry. I blame the early morning and the new medication. I need some more of this.
I understand.
Yes, but I've been competing in pageantry since I was 16 years old. And I actually got involved because I was looking for scholarship opportunities because I started college at 16 years old. And I was really looking for ways to help support myself. And also, it was a lot of fun. And so I just continued. I met so many friends that I still have until this day. And I've met so many great mentors and had so many incredible opportunities to work in my community. I just fell in love with it. Pageantry is a massive passion about mine now. And now that my life has changed, where allergy, asthma, and rare disease has become such a pillar in my life, wow, I could not imagine a better platform to have right now. So I'm really excited to be competing at the Global Continental because, like I said, they're so supportive at lifting us up, and there's so many opportunities to make new sister queens. So it's something I really love. And what I'm doing to prepare is I'm really just trying to forget about the fitness and all of that because we know that Global Continental is not about that. I've just been really working at finding myself more so that I can show up as my best self.
That's great.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part of the competition?
Oh, hands down interview because I love to talk, but also because I love giving people the opportunity to know me. And I think it's just the funnest part of interview is talking about ourselves and talking about what we're passionate about and what makes us happy and why we're there. It's my favorite part. It brings everything together.
Right. It's your opportunity to even maybe tell them more about your platform and how they can
Yeah.
get involved too.
Oh my goodness, yes, yes, absolutely.
I know when I've judged pageants before and being able to hear what these amazing women were doing,
No, yeah.
there were times that I would go back and then, look up further information about their platforms because I found
Mhm.
it intriguing and wanted to find out, well, how can I get involved?
Yeah, I'll tell you, some of the most incredible women in this world are involved in pageantry. Like, we have women in pageantry who are lawyers and doctors and they're scientists and they're just changing the world. And I love to be a part of it because we're standing alongside the most powerful women and it's incredible.
Absolutely. It's more
Yeah.
than just a pretty face. And,
It's so
that's
much
where
more.
that tagline, beauty meets service, comes from.
Yep. Yep. Because real beauty doesn't. This it's not where the beauty is. It's in your heart and it's how it reflects to the outside that makes everything shine.
You're absolutely right. Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. We're coming up on 30 minutes, and I know that, I'm just as guilty where, your attention span starts to wane away, usually within 20 minutes. So I try to keep this concise but fun and light. And, we just really hope that you all will get involved in the rare community. You can look up Rare Strides on all social media outlets. You can look up their website at rarestrides.com and see how you can support our efforts. But we'll also put the links in the comment. And if you're interested in competing in that national competition, Global Continental, we'll make sure that gets put into the comments as well.
Perfect. I've had so much fun today, Trina. Thank you so much for inviting me. I love this so much, and it's such an honor to have been here today.
My pleasure. Well, we hope that you all have a wonderful day and stay tuned as we'll be coming back to you with community coffee real soon. Have a great day.